So what's up, everybody? I feel like I haven't been on this bike in like, I don't know, ages. It's probably because I haven't. I think it's been, I don't know, at least 3 or 4 weeks probably since I've rode the KLR, and I think last time I rode it I just went about like I'm going to do today, just a couple miles up the road and back. But I wanted to bring you guys along, make a little video, because that's something I haven't done in a while, is put out a video. So here we go. Today I wanted to talk about hobbies and interests outside of the KLR. So obviously if you look through my channel, you would see that my hobbies would include the DualSport KLR, and then riding just, you know, dirt bikes like the KLX 140. But outside of that, what other hobbies or interests do I have and or participate in? Well, I'm going to mention this one, and it's not really a hobby because I do it for a living, but I do enjoy doing it, and I wouldn't be upset to have to do it off the clock at my house or something if I was wanting something done, and that is being a machinist. So I don't actually have any machining tools at home. I have all my measuring equipment, but as far as having like a lathe or a mill or any combination of the two, some kind of little bench top turn mill or anything like that, I do not have one. Probably won't have one for a really long time, if ever. But I do enjoy that, and I do enjoy doing that type of work for my own personal benefit. So home projects, things like that, helping other people out when they've got you know, when they've been working on something and they've broke a bolt off or something like that. I do enjoy it, which is fortunate that I get to do that for a living. Although I don't cut chips anymore at work, I don't actually run a machine anymore. I've kind of climbed the ladder, or at the very least I've sidestepped to a different ladder. I wouldn't necessarily say I've climbed up the ladder, but I've definitely made lateral moves, we can say. We'll say that much. Aside from that, I don't really have that many hobbies that I indulge in. Some people balance, you know, 5, 6, 7 hobbies. I really don't. I used to be big into golf. Played in high school. We were I think 3 years in a row, we were public school state champs. Don't try to look up the record because it don't exist, because there is no public school tournament. We were just simply the only public school in 3A to make it to the state championships. And that's the way I explain it, because high school state championship style sports is just ruled and dominated by private schools, which isn't fair, I don't think, but that's the way I tell that one. We were 3A public school state champs, because 3 years in a row we was the only public school to make it to state. So anyway, loved playing golf in high school, and outside of high school that slowly faded out, just because I'm not going to go spend $45 every weekend or every other weekend. I mean, golf is so freaking expensive. It's just unreal. Even like in the wintertime, going to play like Twilight, where for those people who aren't into golf, in the wintertime you can usually go at like between 3 and 4 o'clock, depending on where you're at or the exact time of year, and you can pay like $15 and just play until you can't see the play anymore. But if you go that late in the wintertime, then you're not getting, in my eyes, you might be getting your $15 worth, but it just depends. So golf just got too expensive for me. So as far as sports that are similar, you know, some kind of physical activity, I put down golf, picked up disc golf, which I also don't play very often, and I'm not that good at it, but it is a whole lot cheaper than golf, and it doesn't take up your entire day like golf does. You go with 3 other buddies and get a tee time and play a real round of ball golf. You pretty much shot your whole day in half. unless you get out there at dawn, then you've still managed to shoot half your day in half. Not to mention, after you get done, everybody's going to want to eat, so you're going to spend that money. It's just ridiculous. So disc golf, I can go play by myself or with a buddy, and we can knock out a round like hour and a half if there ain't a ton of people out there, and that's still taking like, we're not like running, we're taking our time. So I would definitely count disc golf as a hobby of mine, although like I said, I don't really play too often. In a year's time, I might play a dozen times, so once a month, but it's not usually once a month. It's like none in the summer, none in the dead middle of winter, and twice a month for the months in between, maybe, something like that. And then another hobby that I really enjoy is ham radio. So I am a amateur radio technician license holder. Ha! Gay! For those of you that know what that is, for those of you that don't know what that is, it's just amateur radio. Imagine CB radio, but you have a lot more choices than just the 40 channels you get with CB radio, or the 22 channels you get with a Walmart walkie-talkie, which I think now is 40 channels or something, I don't know. And it's on a much bigger scale. You've got I'm not gonna go too into depth about it, but I mean, you got like a lot of frequency ranges you can play with, and everything from, I think the lowest is, I'm sure it goes even further, but 80 meters. I don't think many people dabble past that, and all the way up to 23 centimeters maybe. I don't know. For those of you that know nothing about ham radio, I'm sure this is just garbage, and it's halfway garbage for me. I don't know nearly as much as I could probably fake or make it seem like I know. But that is a hobby that I do enjoy, because you really don't have to, it doesn't really put you out to participate in it. When you buy the equipment, you spend $15 to take a test to get your license. The test is really easy. Any 8th grader coming out of like an 8th grade science class where you learn about what is voltage, what is a watt, that kind of class. Any kid coming out of that class should honestly probably be able to pass it. I think I studied for 2 days. I just did it on a whim. I saw that, hey, there's a local club in my area that's giving this ham radio test for people to get their license, and it's this Saturday, and today's Wednesday night. So I figured out a way to study. I found a website that had some like flashcards, and you could go through it, and instead of spending the next 2 days on my lunch break and stuff like that at work, I spent that 10 minutes and then some time in the evening going through those flashcards, and then went Saturday morning, passed my test, and bought a cheap, infamous Baofeng handheld HT radio, and that's how I got started in ham radio. And now, 2 years later, roughly, I think right around exactly, to be honest, I still use a Baofeng handheld, and then I've got a Kenwood, Kenwood TG 707M or something like that. It's an older radio, but I got it used pretty cheap. So I've got a radio in my truck, I've got a handheld radio, and I have my license, and that's it. So I'm in that hobby like $150, and that $150 could technically last me my whole life. You don't ever have to pay to renew, and you just have to renew every 10 years, and I think there's a 2-year grace period. And the only reason they even do that is because people die, and so it's got to end every so often, and then people that don't renew eventually, you would assume, they've passed on. So those I would say are my main 3 hobbies. Motorcycling first, probably ham radio second at the moment, and disc golf / the very occasional, not even once a year, once every other year, round of ball golf. And that's really about all I do hobby-wise. Put riding wheelies on that list, I suppose, although I suck at it. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this. If either one of those hobbies interest you. I feel like the demographic that watches my videos is definitely, obviously, specifically DualSport, but also, as a caveat of that, it's probably slightly older age people, so I highly doubt there's not any disc golfers in there, maybe 1 or 2. If you are, let me know. If you're not a subscriber, you come across this video and that interests you, then yeah, comment about it too. Subscribe while you're at it. And then, but with my demographic being slightly older, I do expect 1 or 2 maybe amateur radio operators, or maybe ex-amateur radio operators, to maybe be scattered in amongst my subscribers and or people that would maybe stumble across this video. So let me know in the comments if you are. Let me know in the comments if you aren't, but for some reason you're interested in that, or that intrigues you. And I might do some more videos about amateur radio. Probably not going to do any videos about disc golf, because I'm not that great at it. Even if I were, I probably still wouldn't do that. Maybe if somebody just begged me for some reason, but not going to happen. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, if those are some things that maybe intrigue you, and till then, I'll catch y'all next time.